So I want to write a simple application and demonstrate attributed strings to you. So I'm just going to go in here and create a single view application in Swift, and I'll call this we'll just call it attributed string demo, and let's put this all right. And we'll just make this a little bigger so we can see. Alright, I'm going to start by just adding some controls to my controller in my storyboard, and I'm going to put a row. So I want to create a kind of a primitive text editor. Now, I'm not going to be able to enter text on here. I'm going to turn off that feature, but just show you how I could kind of select text and then use some controls to mark it up just like you would in, say, Word or Notepad or something like that. So we'll add some buttons, and first we'll add like a color palette. So I'm just going to put a row of buttons down the side here. I'm going to make these guys square. So 46 by 46. And we'll turn off the text. So I'm just going to get rid of the text on there. And instead, I'll go ahead and change the background color of this. So if I go like that, so that's going to be this will be my color palette. So if I want to change color, make it text, I'll press the blue button and so forth. So let me add a few of these to this. So there's a blue one. And we'll just go ahead and add 6 of them. I think that's 6. And then we'll vary the color a little bit on each of these. Alright, so we got a bunch of colors, and then I'm going to add a text view here. And okay, we'll put some text like that, and then I'm going to put some more controls to maybe do underlining. So we'll put a button down here, and I'll call this underline. So if you push this button, it's going to underline, and then maybe another one here. Underline off. And let me just make sure this looks okay on the screen. Alright, beautiful. Okay, and then we'll hook these up. First of all, the only thing I really need an outlet for is that text view, because I'm going to be changing attributes of the text it contains. So there's an attributed text field on this text text view. So I'm going to go in here and add an outlet to the text view, and we'll call that the body. So it's just the body. So there's my outlet. And then I'm going to add an action on each of these buttons, but it's going to be the same action every time. So let me go like this and add this action. And so we'll call this action color, set color. And the type on it is UI button. And I can use that reference, the sender reference, to figure out what color I actually want. So right now it's the blue button, but I don't really care which button. They're all UI buttons. And so I can go in here and change the color of this text by referencing the button background color, right? So I can do something like this. I can say self.body.text storage is the name of the attribute that has my text on these guys, and I can say add attribute and use this first one, and I can set a color. So the property name, and this is something you just got to look up in the documentation. So it's the foreground color attribute name, and the value that I want to send it is my sender's background. So I can say sender dot background color, and that's an background color, and that is an optional, and so I'm going to explicitly unwrap it there. And then the range is actually a property. So when I select text on a text view, what is selected is available to me on a property. So it's self.body.selectedRange. So now if we run this, okay, wait, there's one thing I want to do before I run it. I want to turn off the editing so it doesn't keep popping up the keypad. So I've selected my text view in Interface Builder, and then if you go over here to the Attributes Editor, I can turn off editing by turning off that editable. This way the keyboard doesn't get in my way when I'm selecting. So now if I run and I double click, and I can move these markers around, and then I can collect blue, and it turns the text to blue. Kind of neat, huh? And so I can go back and do this for all of my buttons. So just select the buttons, Control click, and just move over that same action. And I'm not sure, maybe it lets me do them all. Doesn't? You tried it already? Just does one? Okay, I think I got them all. Let me go check. Set color, set color, set color, set color, set color, yeah. So they're all set. So now if we run, and I can change the color anywhere I want, and so forth. Okay, that was easy. Let's do the same thing with underline. So I'm going to need actions on these buttons as well. So we'll say underline on. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted an action. And we'll do the same thing for this other one. Sorry. Underline off. And this is just slightly different. So when I'm doing the underline on, I go to the same property. So self.body.textStorage, add attribute, and the attribute now is called NS underline style attribute name. And the value I want to set on this guy is NS underline style dot style double. So it'll be a nice dark underline. And then once again, the range is the same, self.body.selectedRange. Okay, what'd I do wrong? Oh, okay, I know what it is. So this, I'm pretty sure I got to get the raw value here. It's actually expecting a string. Yes. Okay, so remember we talked about enums, so it actually wants the string value there. And then we'll do the same thing on the underline off, but we'll just set this value to style none to turn it off. Okay, we'll run it. And we'll select some text, underline, underline off, underline, but I can also, it preserves the previous style runs. And so forth.